around and starting, beginning to see the clarity and the breakthroughs is where, again, the abundance of the mindset starts taking in. How much are you going to absorb with it? The more that you do this, the more that you're going to find the full energy, these new beginnings, the courage. And I think that's the determination that you need in order to move forward. When you see the possibilities from that, I think you're going to see more of that spontaneity in your step come back. And more confirmations and mental clarity. You already know, Spirit's confirming with you, you already know what needs to happen here. And to limit, release any limitations of self-beliefs, like where you're exploring any of the negativity that comes in with it, like we've talked about before. Try to pull that back. Remember to stay diligent. Take each day as it comes. Don't overwhelm yourself with things that haven't even happened or may not even happen. It's one thing to have a good backup plan, but it's another thing to sit there and drive yourself nuts. Continue to stay away from the overindulging. I'm seeing that you are doing that, and that's allowing you to stay emotionally balanced. Find yourself in, Spirit's also wanting you to find yourself in a bit of a passion project, if you will. To find something that's going to exert more energy than maybe what you are already doing. I'm kind of challenged with the same thing right now. Like I'll find myself needing to get away from the desk, or get away from researching or whatever it might be, and I need to get myself involved in another project that's, if it's sculpting, carving wood, or whatever, any other hobby to keep my mind busy. Try to do the same thing, that way you're staying balanced with it. This will continue to raise the confidence, give you a little bit of additional independence for yourself as you're, kind of feeling like your anxieties are starting to overwhelm you. Even though you may have the fears that you do, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to overcome them by what your overall goal is. And that is to supersede these feelings, these emotions, to where you don't have to experience them anymore. None of us want to be able to encounter those, but at the same time, it doesn't make it any easier when life continues to throw its hand. And that's where it's, again, Spirit's reminding you to say, hey, step back. Don't be over impulsive. Remind yourself, what is it that God is trying to show me here? What is it that I'm trying to control here? And then turn around and find the solution from that and move forward. I guarantee you're going to find the answer that you need and the confidence that you need in order to move forward. But again, it's the zest for life that I don't want you to give up on. And it looks like it's at least doing its thing.
Sounds a little echoey, but
Again.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I think it has to do with that.
I'm sure it is.
Something we can't control.
Nope. Sandra D, thanks for sharing the live, sweetheart. I appreciate you sharing that over there on TikTok.
Mm. Okay. I want you to remind yourself how beautiful you are.
Stephanie, I see you. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Or bring your awareness into your heart space and think of all the beautiful things you do for this family. Eyeliner or lipstick and write it on the mirror. My soul is beautiful. I am beautiful. I am. I am. To remind you that you are heaven sent. Sometimes we fall back a few steps, and it just propels us back up to where we need to be. Don't think that going backwards at any point is wrong. It's to reassess each step you're taking and make adjustments where needed. Don't over-focus on taking a step back. Just keep moving forward.
Anybody that would like to stick around that's coming in, we're finishing up a requested read. As soon as we're done, we'd be happy to pull some cards for everyone. Hey, Barb, as always, you always have. It's like the more I have the opportunity of reading your energy, the more you just open up. And I love that about your energy, sweetheart. Spirit's acknowledging, look, there's new ways of thinking that you're going into this, and a lot of us are in the same boat. We're in the same we're on the same journey, but we're not. The fears that you have and where you are wanting the justification are what your ultimate wish is. But are those the abundances that you're seeking? Or are you overthinking on some past memories that you're wanting or wishing to happen again? Remember, as Fox and I have kind of split up, we give different perspectives. And this is my part where it's what's underneath the surface. So that's the question that Spirit's kind of really asking you right now is, look, all these wishes that you're wanting and everything that you're looking for, is it the old cherished memories that you're wanting to get back? And are you overthinking those? Even if we want to experience something again, doesn't have to necessarily mean it has to be with a particular person. It can be with somebody new. But we have to heal in order to be able to be open and available to do so. The shaman's got your ancestors here with you. How hard it is to have to answer sometimes to our ancestors, because a lot of times we have to carry or maybe even rectify ancestral patterns. This is a drum only you're going to be able to understand, and only you are going to be able to awaken to that. They understand the solitude that you've had to encounter. This Nine of Cups here. This is those wishes. I can't emphasize enough how much support you're getting, not only from spirit, but also from your ancestors. I feel it in this card. I feel as if they're just sitting there rooting for you, they're pushing for you because they know how successful you are.
Yeah. Aren't we all the black sheep of the family? There to break the generational curse, for sure. This is your guidance from the angels. You got the Cupid card. The angels are sending great waves of love. Into your heart and your mind, awakening your love for life itself. Your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this reawakening, my dear. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love to all of its glorious aspects. I'm just going to say that that's a reminder that you're beautiful and to love yourself. The more we love ourselves, the more we can love others, and the more that we let God's love lead us, the more miracles will come in.
guys, thanks for tapping those screens out there. I'm seeing that. Thank you very much. All the gifts coming across over on TikTok and Clapper, guys. Thank you very much.
Coleman and Bailey, thanks for those gifts and all those emojis. Oh, Marlene, I see, sweetheart.
Hey, Barb, I love this new deck. Barb, you have the slow climb. Remember, we have the Fool energy, which is the mountain climb that you're encountering, but you have the gusto to do it. There's nothing keeping you back from handling what you need to.
Never hear what anybody else has to say.
You have to remember to put
And therefore all you'll have to talk
each
about is your
step
own conversation.
that you make is causing a root of that stability that you're
That
needing.
means, when I use the word think, talking to yourself. Subvocal conversation.
It's very, very difficult sometimes to tackle your own mountain when nobody can understand, but only you do.
Now, if you do that all the
But
time,
each
you'll
time
find
that you
that you've
are
nothing to
taking a
think about
step,
except
make
thinking.
sure that you are digging that foot
Just as you
in
have to stop
and
talking to hear
holding
what
it
others
firm.
have to say, you have to stop thinking to find out what life is
Because
about.
remember,
And
you're in
the
this
moment you
cloud
stop
of
thinking,
unknowing here.
You become into immediate contact with what Korzybski called, so
The only thing that's
delightfully,
guiding
the
you through
unspeakable
is
world.
your
The
ancestors,
most ordinary sights and sounds and smells.
the beat of your own drum in
The
your heart,
texture of shadows on the floor in front of
and
you.
finding your way
All these things without
in such
being
solitude.
named and saying, that's a shadow, that's red, that's brown, that's somebody's foot.
So you
When
start
you don't name things any
the
longer,
slow climb.
you start seeing them. Because
Each
say, when
day,
a person says,
taking
"I
one
see
step at a
leaf,"
time.
immediately one thinks of a spearhead-shaped thing outlined in
And
black
taking
and filled in
root
with flat green.
with that
No
stability.
leaf looks like that. No leaves. Leaves are not green. That's why Lao Tzu said, the 5 colors make a man blind. The 5 tones make a man deaf. Because if you can only see 5 colors, you're blind. And if you can only hear 5 tones in music, you're deaf.
And I'm aware you got Alan Watts back there talking.
Into 5 tones. You force color into 5 colors, you'll be blind and deaf. The world of color
Which
is
will end your reading, Barb, with a thought here,
it is
a
only
question
through
from
stopping
Spirit.
fixing conceptions on the world of color and sound that you really begin to hear it and see. So, let me say
Barb,
again, I'm not talking
what
about
if it isn't true?
the ordering of ordinary everyday life in a reasonable and
The thing you're telling yourself
way
right now,
as being
sweetheart,
school teacherish.
the reasons why you think you don't
Nice if you
belong,
were nice
that you
people,
can't
that's
do it, or that you won't get there, and that you're not enough,
But the
or
thing
that it's
is
not for you.
that unless you do have that basic
What
framework
if that's not
of
true?
a certain kind of order and a certain kind of discipline, the
Why not
force
you?
of liberation
Why not
will
you?
blow the world to pieces.
Or whoever else this resonates with?
Too
Why
strong
not
of a
you?
current for the wire.
What makes you feel that you don't deserve happiness? What makes you feel that you don't deserve peace? Because ideally, Barb's story and what we're hearing here, and what a lot of you have that have been through with the channel we've read for Barb before, and we see her fight. But it's a great example of the fight that we all have.
Yes.
And that we all, regardless of what mountain we are climbing, that we have to make sure that we have to, no different than our stuff tonight. As much as I wanted to nitpick it, I had to let it go.
Yeah.
So Barb, much love to you, sweetheart. Keep digging, keep fighting day by day, keep pushing. Keep the pattern, keep the stability, keep the structure. I promise you, sweetheart, you're getting there. And very proud of you. And you're not the only black sheep that had.
Yep. Back. Coleman and Bailey.
My whole motorcycle group was called Black Sheep.
Yep.
That's how we greeted each other.
Yes. Coleman and Bailey. I see your post about narcissistic people. And a year ago today, I was dealing with that as well. So if it gives you any hope, I know that I think you're new to this channel. So a year ago today, I was dealing with a divorce from a narcissist. So I can tell you that love does come back around again. And no contact sometimes is the best way to heal. And a good therapist. And God. Number one. But this guy right here was my gift. My gift for fighting through all of it. And believing that God kept his promise for a divine masculine, a king for me.
Holman says, I don't want love from anyone or no one. I don't believe that's true. I think you do. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being independent and not feeling like you need it. But we all want it. It's a natural, instinctful. And you're right, yeah. Empaths do. And you make a good point. But at the same time, we all have the ability to feel something. It's what we choose to respond either with unconditional love or, unfortunately, what we're seeing a lot of the world right now with hate. And that's, or separation, or trying to cause some sort of disruption, or even commotion, dialect that causes separation. And that's just not what I'm about here or at this channel at all. So it's healing here. That's what all this is about. We hear other people's stories, we talk about ours, and we allow the cards, spirit, and God to, kind of carve our path and how we are given the charge to give our testimony and also to help out others that are out there. So feel too much and to give wrong people. I wouldn't say that's a disorder. I'm not a doctor by any means, but look, I feel too much as well. I mean, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, Coleman, is because I've gone my entire life turning around and trying to constantly please other people, that I wasn't trying because I wanted to try to help everybody. I saw more in what other people than what they were showing me. And the more that I've loved myself and the more that I've found peace within my life, the more that I have grown in my acceptance and being an empath, a very strong empath, and my experiences has made me a dark empath, if you will. But she mentioned a year ago where she was. A year ago tonight, I was homeless. So, life changes and life turns around to a lot of different things. It's just a matter of how much we're open to it.
Yeah.
Thankfully I wasn't homeless for long, but it's an experience nonetheless. And I know a lot of us out there are, have experienced or still continue to experience the same. No one I give to gives it back or ask if you're okay. Okay, so you're watering the garden, but nobody is is basically, once you stop watering the garden, nothing's growing anymore. It sounds like somebody's elevating. Because the realization of saying, look, my efforts and my time and my energy is all going towards these people that I love and I care about, but when I need what I need out of it, I'm not receiving that.
learning boundaries, but being gifted in any way can be a very lonely place.
Mm.
Um, a very lonely place, and we tend to pull back from the world in general because of that.
Yeah, I've got family I don't even talk to anymore.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, friends,
And friends.
um, 10 months ago, I got told you will never, ever, ever, ever again have to worry about blank. I'm not even going to fill that in. And it would have been nice to never have to be worried about it again, because remember what I told you a year ago where I was. It doesn't make the experience when you're promised something and then it's ripped out from under you. You have to rise above it regardless of what's given to you and still give out that unconditional love. That's the challenge, is to sit there and be like, okay, I get it. You crossed the boundaries. You're being difficult for me. I've expressed and given my concerns and I've communicated them. Then if they're repeated, then you turn around and, hey, look, I'm putting a very firm boundary right here. I'm offering unconditional love, but also I do, it's not my fault in how you absorb the information that I'm providing to you about how I feel. I'm not going to be punished for it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Coleman, hopefully that helps a little bit. But we all have to start somewhere. A lot of people that's in this room, this is a safe space. Regardless of what platform you're on, we've got all the platforms up here, watching all the chats and stuff. So, that's something that I want you guys to make sure that you understand that it's okay to have the boundaries that are set. And it's okay to have enough self-care and self-love to turn around and say, you know what, I'm not alone in this fight. I'm not alone in how I feel. And I know that, I may go down a rough road. I may go down where I have to risk everything. The situation that I went into a year ago, I willingly took care of a bill. I'm not complaining about it, but I took care of a bill because the channel had started. And it was like, well, so fine, here you go, even though I could do it at that time from the cell service.
Mm-hmm.
So I took care of the bill. I had 52 cents to make. That's it. I could only run the truck for so long because I didn't have enough gas. And you get trapped. Let alone I didn't have anything to eat. And I had a 2-liter Sprite bottle filled with water. So thankfully it wasn't very long. But that moment in time where I stood up for myself, in the recognition of the red flags that I saw again. And then after learning that lesson, 90 days to the day, had to turn around and stand up for it again.
Yep.
But in the midst of that, oh, don't worry, you're never going to have to worry about that again. 30 days later, boom, it was thrown in my face. So we all get the triggers. We all get the sensitivities and the things, like her and I, we go through that too. Like how many times did I ask you, hey, you all right today?
Yeah.
She almost got to where it's like, look, I'm fine. But I'll ask repeatedly because guys know me. I will pick up energy. Deb, I see you commenting over there. Yeah, sounds familiar. So, if we, if we do so with love, guys, we have to do it with love because we want to get even. We want to turn around and fight and say, you know what, and we have that revenge that's in our souls, but it doesn't mean that that's how we have to respond. If we need to put a foot down and we have to stand, then it's time to stand. Look at the world now, even in our political realm. It's so far out of whack. We all know this. But we can't look at how the fear of everything political, we've got everything financial going on. We've got, and I'm seeing all the likes and the taps and stuff out there, guys. So thank you, and y'all are agreeing with me here that isn't there enough already, the fear mongering that's going on, that why should we implode that on ourselves? If we have the love of God in our hearts and we know, okay, I can only handle what's right here in front of me, then yes, I agree, Coleman. We turn around and we put the politics to the side. Now we're not even allowing that to bother us, because you know what? God's in control of that. And we put it to the side. And we let God handle that. We don't watch it anymore. I need to work on that, I know. But it's just because I'm trying to see, that's my control and trying to, you know. But she's patting my leg like, you know, yeah, you're right. I can hear her tomorrow. Like, are you watching Baloo? But it's again the same thing that does happen. It raises anxieties, you know, but we all know the struggles, because we're all encountering and going through the same things, just in different ways. So even like I mentioned, you know, the Fool card, how we talk about climbing the mountain, having the gusto to do so. Every day we should be pulling that Fool card for ourselves, along with the Magician, to manifest whatever life that we want, despite the life that God has us living in, because He knows that we're capable. I feel we're capable of change. We're capable of doing the right thing, loving unconditionally, and allowing ourselves to say, you know what, instead of trying to get revenge, instead of, you know, I'm just going to walk away, or I'm just going to change my life, or it's time for a change. It's time to step away. And then you don't need anything else. You know, I mean, look at the other day. I could have handled that a lot differently.
Oh.
We could have handled that a lot differently. But we stopped by a store, and we had to try to return something, and of course everybody's like, once it's purchased, oh no, you know. So her and I, both being in retail for a majority of our careers, we're sitting back going, oh well, I mean, logically, come on, we do a lot of business here, you know. I turned around and even brought up to the guy, I was like, look, we've spent a couple $100s in here over the past 3 months since I've been here, you know. You got it. Oh yeah, I know, but yeah, still no. And so we were like, all right, and just casually walked out, you know. And so found a competitor and got a better deal.
Yeah.
So they lost, you know. Again, it's what you're willing to listen to, and again, what you're willing to either subject yourself to. I could have handled that completely differently, and you know what? 20 years ago, I would have handled that completely differently, let alone the money that was spent.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to solve anything. I've learned that. So the same thing applies in our relationships. What makes us impulsive is because the emotional value that's in it, or the investment that's in it, and that we're entitled to that.
Mm-hmm.
But when we know the obvious, and we're at that point, I think we're fooling ourselves, because we want to sit here and not believe that what's happening to us is happening. And then when you do recognize it, then you start second guessing it. And then the more you start second guessing it, what happens? Your mind starts getting the better.
Yep. Oh yeah. The ego mind gets the better of you.
So yeah, I mean, I'm exactly the same way in trying to strive to learn more in how to handle moments like that. I mean, even look, you and I have had disagreements.
Oh yeah.
And what have I done? I walk away, and I go away for about 15
I call it our
minutes.
timeout.
I walk
It's
away
timeout
for about 15-20 minutes, and then I'm like, I come back, hey, you right? Yep. And then we talk about it, we're good. So the communication's there, you know what I mean? And we haven't really had anything like major.
Yeah.
But right, like Andy said, if you're an overthinker, you know, and I'm huge on that. My brain will just go nonstop. It won't stop, you know. So
Mine does too.
yeah, that's the hard part. All right.
But we're doing it together.
Right. All right.
And we've done well.
Let me check one thing here, and
Coleman and Bailey, I saw your comment about how did I get out of my situation. Actually, I was discarded. So, what a narcissist calls a or what in narcissistic relationships is a discard. But then try to pull back. But yeah, I just wasn't. I was done. I was done. Once he didn't show up to marriage counseling, I was done.
So see, we talked about Tiny. Hey, how are you?
Hey, Tiny.
Mine was I had to leave myself. I'm the one that had to leave.
Yeah.
Because I knew the way that she was just the damage that she was doing. It got to the point where it was like, it was she knew, I forget what the name of it is, but she knew that she had to be the one just to continue doing what she was doing to make me leave. Because she wasn't going to leave. That way I could always be like, well, you left, which was, true. But yeah, so, but I had to have the willpower to know that once I walked out that door, there was no going back, regardless.
Right.
So you reach that point where there's enough damage done that there's no.
Oh yeah. There was a lot. Both of us, we've talked about it.
All right, are you up for a White Wing, Dark Wing?
Yeah.
All right.
Tiny's back in Washington.
Back in Washington. How's it out there on the West Coast?
I love you.
Oh, who's this one?
That was a special message to someone that blessed us.
Oh, well, that's sweet. Thank you, whoever that was. I'll get that update later. All right, so how are we doing? Do you guys have a preferred White Wing, Dark Wing? Well, you're wearing black, so are you up for being Dark Wing?
Why not?
I always think about that when I get dressed in the morning. I'm like, well, if I wear that, then that means I'm gonna have to be White Wing or I'm gonna have to be Dark Wing, depending on my mood. So I'm like, all right. So you're Dark Wing?
I guess I'm Dark Wing tonight.
All right, you're Dark Wing. There we go. How's that? All right. So if you're on TikTok, anything other than Clapper, guys. Sorry, Clapper, I can't do this for y'all, but we have the old school black white wing up. So, all right. So what I want to do is, I want to do like something different tonight for everybody. To do like music's too loud. Thank you, JB. Like an impromptu. I just want like a big spur, like a spar. Grab whatever deck. If you need to shuffle, if you need to, but prove your point with. You get what I'm saying? Prove your point with the card. Let spirit provide your argument.
Oh boy. Okay.
So whatever deck.
Whatever deck.
Whatever deck.
I don't know that these ones fit. Ow.
Sorry about that. Alright, so anybody new that's watching Black Wing, White Wing, what we do is you might resonate with the White Wing, you might resonate with the Dark Wing. Either way, this is a general collective.
You want me to start? Is that what you're wanting?
Ladies always go first.
This is your channel, honey.
The ladies go first.
Oh, babe. You're so good to me.
See, now I'm getting. I see the message there that, yeah, we've been getting. You should have been here earlier. It was like evidently had a Donald Duck voice. It's our sound card, and so yeah, just bear with us. Sorry about that.
Darkwing is feeling extremely guarded. Extremely guarded, going through a new birth of themselves. They've been very dark, but they're starting to see growth come through. So they're just at a new beginning of change.
Look, I want you to take great care. Nurture yourself. Prioritize the things about yourself that maybe you grew from. But also, trust in yourself.
Oh yeah, Darkwing. Darkwing knows that they're very gifted. Part of this rebirth is learning their gifts. They are experiencing deep depths right now within their consciousness. I'm almost. All right.
Look, I'm seeking balance. White Wing is like trying to find the balance and also staying open to a new mindset. You know, the bullseye would be for this to be able to work out. But right now, the duality, it's like the mirror. Sorry if I shocked you there. But I'm getting like the White Wing is seeing what the Dark Wing is going through here. But and seeing it, but you know, the White Wing is not a clown. Look at the clown.
Yeah.
So I'm not, you know, it's like if I'm for the White Wing, I can't turn around here, grab whatever one you want. I can't turn around and continue with the clowning around.
Right.
You know, that clowning around can just. Even says seek balance amid the chaos and find harmony within yourself. Yeah. So,
and Darkwing is definitely going through a lot of change. And a lot of their own darkness. Yeah,
You pulled a soulmate.
I did.
Mm,
So Darkwing is.
which would be exactly why.
I pulled the soulmate card. So there's some form of soul contract between these two. Yes. Darkwing is very deep within their own thoughts in their own head right now.
Now the White Wing is going for the battle. The Five of Swords and Page of Wands. It's strategic here. They're not playing around. A lot of planning, like.
You just saw the card I pulled. Yeah. So Darkwing is definitely seeing some time to heal, some deep shadow work. Obviously, I mean, that card's in darkness. The second one was deep diving. They're really going down. They're really trying to do the work. There's a soul contract, but is it a good soul contract or is it karmic? So I don't know about these two.
I'm not getting a warm fuzzy at all. The White Wings just, I don't think it's really mattering what the White or Dark Wing says, honestly. No disrespect. Confirmation. Okay, well, the White Wing has self-love here, still trying to heal, and feeling like, one day there will be a reunion, can always come back to one another, but right now it's just, even understanding that the soulmates is there, the argument, you've got the self-indulgence, so obviously, yes, there's time that needs to be healed. I'm curious of what the Darkwing, what the Darkwing did.
Right? And they're being very, the two cards show that they're not, they're not wanting to stop. Oh. This, I'm beginning to not like this energy.
I'm not getting the warm fuzzies.
I'm not getting the warm fuzzies off this Darkwing. The card I got was adapt and thrive. Like they're telling White Wing, you need to adapt and thrive. Adapt to me. I don't like that energy.
Yeah.
That's very controlling.
White Wings, I can't hold back any longer. I can't resist. I can't. Right? I'll see you again, but I can't.
Yeah. I think the White Wing definitely is forming some boundaries, which is good. And Darkwing is saying, hey, I'm healing, I'm trying. There is a soulmate connection or some kind of soul contract. But Darkwing definitely needs and wants to do shadow work. They don't have a lot of self-worth or value. And that is very, very much like a narcissist. Because they feed off their person, whoever it may be.
Well, I mean, the White Wing seeing there's an understanding, and this is where I feel that the growth is where the White Wing knows what's kind of almost where one of the followers that joined us earlier mentioned, the separation that happens from realizing that the garden that you've been watering but nobody else has been watering. So it's like, look, I understand what you're going through and what you're going to have to go through.
I pulled 2 cards with the same keyword in it. Trust. Darkwing's saying to trust your intuition. Again, this energy is.
Yeah, obviously, it's not gonna work.
This energy is
Yeah.
not a pleasant energy for me.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we'll make peace with this read. I'm good with that too, because it's obvious what's
this is a
happening.
game.
Yeah.
This is a game,
Unfortunate.
and it's sad to see that we've had to pick up on that.
Well, hopefully, it helps somebody to give some confirmation that.
I
Unfortunately,
would,
if sounds familiar, you needed the confirmation and you are resonating with the White Wing.
right,
Then
stand your boundaries for
yeah,
sure against
right.
this Darkwing. I am not a. Yeah.
All right, now I would like to try something for a few minutes.
Oh, excuse me for just a second. I need to catch my breath from that one.
Excuse me, sweetheart. Yeah, that one was a bit deep. All right, so let me get. There we go. All right, I had to make sure I took the wings off there for our Black White Wing saga tonight. All right. Do a little something different. One of you were talking to me out there. Thrive and believe. Just make sure you shut that door behind you, please. Thrive and believe. One of you is not embracing the growth, nor maybe even trusting in the promise. The card says here, answers are found in the path to fulfillment. I know and can feel where you want the union to work. And it's interesting that this comes out tonight because I've experienced it, Fox has experienced, many of you have experienced it, some are in the middle of it. Nothing makes us stronger than realizing that we had the strength all along. Sandra D, good night, sweetheart. Hey, Christy, how are you, sweetie? If you are in this situation and you're realizing that you're in a twin flame dynamic, hey Pamela, and you're trying to figure out where and how you're supposed to grow. We're going to ask the shaman Have we reached full completion of the growth that's needed? Remember, in the beginning, we have to embrace the growth. But as things start to come full circle, we have to find the balance, the duality. Maybe you should be able to see this. I'm just going to grab, actually, you know what I'll do. I see you in myself. I think that resonates. Okay, so this collective feels that they're too far gone. At one time, felt that there were achievements that could be made in this union. And with such an unstoppable force. Spirit, why won't this work? There's no compassion in this. Spirit's wanting you to know that there's healing that needs to happen. Following your intuition right now for where you're struggling, you're at this crossroads of not quite sure. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Spirit says you gotta release that fear. You gotta let go of the emotions that are holding on to this. Try to separate your mind from your emotions and look at things logically. I think if you do that, you will pull yourself aside and go, okay, I know these are the things that I'm going to have to do for not only your own survival and mentality, but also you have to embrace the challenges, and it seems to be the theme for tonight. Confirmation. Pardon me, we're taking the risk for your own well-being and being willing to take that journey of what life has for you. I can tell you, back in 2016, maybe even 2014, I remember sitting at a coffee table that was in my house and happily married to my second wife, and knew at that time that there was something more for me. That, you know, I would have never thought about this. I would have never dreamt about meeting Fox here and, you know, having the opportunity to get to know all of you the way that I have in this new way that we're understanding of life. But at the same time, we can't underestimate what the future has for us. And I tell Fox all the time that, you know, if something were to happen between us and it doesn't work out for whatever reason, we both have that respect for one another to know and would know that we were here for each other, for how we needed to be each other, for each other. That's where this understanding needs to be. Having the faith in just being able to jump. And to know that regardless of what the outcome, that you have the courage for yourself and doing so in a smart way. That's not only protecting yourself, but also allowing yourself the new room that you need to grow, even despite feeling that you've completely fallen from grace. Because your heart's broken. But just remember, Twin Flames brings out that in us. It brings out everything that we need to fix, brings out everything that is required of us to make sure that it shines a light on it. I mean, I know that there's a crap load of stuff that I needed to fix myself. And thankfully I have, because I know you wouldn't have been with me if some of the things I hadn't fixed. So, so for what it's worth, how this resonates with you, it's again another confirmation where you have to ideally look at your own wishes and your own life and where you want to take it and what you want, and don't settle for anything less. Hey Leslie, how are you? Hey Janet, I see you there. Welcome in. So, you know, I don't always have the greatest, best advice, and it may not always come through the clearest, but I don't think anything's been more evident tonight than the narcissistic paradigm and the twin flame union that's been here. Definitely with, you know, some people that have been in here picking up on that. So hopefully that helps you guys, but just know that you are loved, here for you. And I just wanted to do a collective read that was kind of impromptu for anyone that resonated with this nice little okay. So like we're gonna put everybody to sleep there. All right.
Yeah. Oh, 50. That's awesome.
That took way too long. Little Crazy didn't like that one.
Christy said, I see in you, I see me, make me connect the why, so thank you.
Oh, good. That's, hey, if you can reach one, no worries. So, yeah, Little Crazy thought it was too long.
The slap took too long. That's great.
No, I kept feeling like this energy, like something needed to be said, and so it's like I followed that and was just picking up any impromptu deck. But all people know, I know Little Crazy. I sometimes have a hard time landing my own plane, so I know.
It's okay. I think we all do.
What happens?
Sometimes.
That's what happens sometimes.
When the energy's crazy. Yeah, that was Darkwing. No. Stay away.
No, the one I just did was just a
you did.
yeah, just a collective. But
Darkwing White Wing one was.
oh, that one, yeah, that one. Whoever that one.
I had to go get my black tourmaline or one of these.
All right, guys. Well, I think I guess the card. Okay, Christy.
Yeah, I said that one
Christine, it is
already.
nice to see you again, and Leslie, also lovely to see you again. Are they still in here?
No.
Still in here.
Christy's still here. Christy's still here for sure.
Okay, yeah.
I don't
So
think we can beat everybody.
thank you guys for all the like big taps and all the lovely stuff, and then definitely all the comics of when we first came on
That's
tonight.
great.
So
Your
curious of
laughter
what
was
the,
needed.
curious what the feedback is going to be on that. It's going to be pretty funny. So yeah, we're going to go check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, much love to you. We'll be on tomorrow morning. She's on with 15 screens so she can see everyone. Yeah, you notice there's more and more people doing that. Like they're getting all of their screens together. So, much love to you. Right back to you here now. Thank you. So that way they can keep up on the conversation.
Whose tattoos? Mine?
Yeah, yours are more evident.
Oh yeah, mine are really evident. Yes, I have a lot of tattoos. I like my ink.
That's some of them.
That's just some of them, yeah.
Yeah. Have a blessed night, Mysteria. Give family love. And
We love y'all.
everybody here now, JB, Christy, Mama and Eloise, Janet, everybody, Pamela. Guys, if I missed anyone, Andy,
Andy.
Barb, yes.
Official Ponzo. It's good for you to jump in. Hope to see you again, baby.
But yeah,
Love you, baby. Thank you.
Yep. Crazy. We're all a little crazy.
Yeah, we're all a little crazy.
I was just gonna say crazy. I didn't know which
We're a
one she
lot.
was watching from. But much love to you. We will see you guys tomorrow morning, and then again tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on this channel, or we're trying
Crystal Fire.
Instagram,
Sorry.
but yeah, YouTube, Instagram. We're trying Instagram, but YouTube, Twitch,
YouTube,
TikTok.
Twitch, TikTok, and Clapper.
and Clapper. Yes. So we're trying to get Instagram on there.